Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another reaction. And in this video, I will be checking out the second episode of My Little Pony Pony Life, which is the best of the worst. And in case anyone wonders, yes, this is an MLP shirt. This is my Starlight Glimmer Synthwave t-shirt, which I absolutely love, which is a freaking beast shirt. So, let's go ahead and dive back into Pony Life. And so, this is my first video of 2021. I kind of wanted my last video of 2021 to be the Pony Life video, but then I slipped on Christmas morning and landed on my back, and I couldn't resist sharing that video with people. So that was basically that was my last video of 2020. But here I am with a new video for 2021, and I wanted my first video of 2021 to be ponies. So let's dive into Pony Life because I really do love this. I think it's super adorbs. So let's dive in. Start a video on 3, 2, 1, click. Oh, who this? Earbuds.
The race was amazing, Rainbow Dash. How you do it? Aw, thanks, little buddy. It's nothing but a little hard work, natural talent, and all-consuming desire to be the best I can be. Wow. But I don't do it for the trophies. I do it for the fans.
He did.
So cool. It's not quite level. My buddies! What's up?
Ha!
Rainbow Dash, I'm glad you're here. Everybody give it up for Sugar Cube Corner and Pony of the Month! But I don't even work here. You're that good. Plus, I'm working on my next humble pie recipe for the next Royal Jelly Juggernaut taping. Thanks! You know, of all the things I'm good at, my favorite is being friends with all of you. Aww.
Who?
Oh, so you're the Rainbow Dash. I've heard you're the best of the best. But are you the best at being the worst?
Why?
What?
I am Dishwater Slog. I hereby challenge you to a fail-off. When it comes
What?
to being the worst, you got nothing on me.
That makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
Nonsensical. Why would I want to be the worst? She wouldn't.
Because you're afraid of a widow-friendly competition.
Friendly? Oh boy, you just.
Oh, no, he did not.
Oh, she just went Super Saiyan.
All right. You'll rue the day you ever challenged Rainbow Dash, the Brash, the Crash, the Mustache.
Oh, pretty good at rhyming, I see. Definitely better than myself. See, I lost the rhyming round, which means I won the losing round.
Isn't it the same person who voiced Snails in MLP
Whoever
FIM?
loses the most in the next 24 hours wins. We'll compete in 3
Doesn't that?
categories, okay?
Isn't that oxymoron?
Athleticism, creativity, and yep, emotions. Think you can handle that, winner? And by that, I mean loser.
Sit back and watch, every pony. As
If
the
you
best
win,
does her
that's
worst.
counterintuitive to what you're trying to do.
Rainbow Dash, now why would you try to be worse than you are? About the worst she's ever been is when she forgot to give me back the book I lent her.
Can't say no to a friendly competition.
I don't think this is friendly.
Shouldn't you be rushing out too?
Nah, this is kind of my whole thing. I don't try. I'm the best in the game at not trying.
Really.
So,
Girl, you're not. Never mind.
Oh, I'm so strong. Feeling isn't quite your style.
Okay, I would have pegged that more for Applejack,
Nice try,
but she just turned into
Rainbow Dash,
Hercules.
But you'll never amount to nothing.
Why would you want that to be a thing?
Here, Rainbow Dash. This cake was a failed experiment, so why don't you take a whack at
Failed?
to
How?
decorate it? It would be an honor to turn this into a creative failure, Pinky.
Ooh, impressive.
No, it's not. It's terrible. Wow.
I like it.
Perfect randomness. It's beautiful. Sorry, but you have to admit it looks good.
I think it looks creative.
Voila! May I present Sugar Cube Corner's worst customer of the month? Me!
Really?
I have never seen anything worse. My picture! Hello, hello, every pony. Rainbow, how's... it's horrid!
Hey, the couch is back.
Another job poorly done.
Dude.
Keep it up, champ.
Okay, now you're making me mad.
Yeah, me too.
Keep expressing your emotions so healthily, and you'll lose the emotional failure round.
Hey, Rainbow, I've got a very big, like, a lot of open land.
There you are, my fiery
You won't find the
friend.
body.
With my flair for le dramatique, I will be your inspired director.
Now this, I gotta see. Now let me explain it so you can understand. The key to being an emotional failure is complete suppression of your feelings.
You don't need to explain it to me! Rainbow Dash, don't take the bait. Right. Game face. You Fluttershy. Could I please have a tiny little hug? Nah, I'm good. Rejection. Noise. Bring the rage.
Okay, Rainbow Dash, get mad at me. Flying is overrated. There are too many colors in the rainbow. You still haven't returned my book. Whoa, got real there for a second.
She is doing it. Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash.
That'll break her.
You okay, little dude? Yeah. What is the matter with you? Don't you feel bad about being so bad?
Not really.
Oh, you just effed up.
You gotta be ashamed of yourself, making others feel small all the time. How can you take pride in being so mediocre?
Easily.
Because he's an internet troll. That's what they do.
If you're such a big failure, then why are you succeeding at being such a jerk?
Hey! Okay, that doesn't count.
Logic.
Well,
Use
I
it.
say it does.
That's the only way to beat
You were a
trolls.
champion-level jerk when you painted over Pinky's portrait, and yet again when you broke Pinky's Sunday glass. Twice. Which means we're tied.
Fine. If that's how you want to play it, then we'll just have to have a tiebreaker. Loser take all. Take all. At sunset, we race.
A race? How am I gonna lose that? You don't have to do this, Rainbow Dash. Yeah, you're the best, and we love that about you. I know, but ever since I was a filly, I could never back down from a challenge. And nothing's challenged me like this in a long time. Okay, but
Actually, nothing has. I watched all the episodes of your past life.
there must be a way. Maybe a potion will make me worse.
What are you gonna do? Turn into Tank? Oh my gosh! She just turned into a meme.
Nope, still awesome.
Got that right.
It's time. You're gonna win so easily.
Yeah, right. You're so fast, you're gonna break the sound barrier.
On your mark, get set.
Really? Yeah, I know,
This
right?
ain't the Rainbow Dash we know and love.
Look! The final leg of the race!
You mean the final hook?
Go Rainbow Dash! Beat that meanie! Okay, enough of this. I'm a winner, and winner's gonna...
Win.
Knew you couldn't do it. My condolences.
Thank you. Good game.
Wait, what'd you just say?
I said good game. Because that's the nice thing to do when you clobber an opponent.
But the competition! Don't you want to beat me at my own game?
No.
I'm good at being me. Awesome me.
Yeah!
But you're not playing by my rules!
Who cares about your stinking rules?
I hope you're happy!
I am. Oh, darling, you're the absolute worst. Actually, I won. Not to brag. Yeah, but you're the worst at being the worst. Okay, now that's a title I can get behind. Plus, I don't do it to live up to any pony else's standards. I do it for the fans. Oh, by the way, Applejack, here's a book bag.
Hey!
Love the symbolism.
You really are the best.
Ooh, I've been meaning to read that one.
I've already read it. Let me spoil the ending.
No! Shut your freaking face. Okay, that guy's the internet troll. That guy is like every person, every douche on the internet. That's what he is. And he needs his face busted in. Alright, you know what? I love this episode. I do. I love this episode. I do. I love this episode of Pony Life. And honestly, this episode was so freaking relatable. Okay, you know what? This episode, I love this episode. And you know what? This episode does have a really good moral. It does have a really good moral. It really, truly does. And that moral, ignore the trolls, be yourself. Ignore what they say. That's the moral. Okay, that's the moral. This guy here, this guy is the very definition of an internet troll. This guy is also the kind of the definition of some of, not just internet trolls, but people that you encounter in real life. People that you encounter in real life. And this is such a hilarious and highly relatable episode, particularly for me, because this guy challenges Rainbow to stoop to his level. This guy is a good for nothing. He's someone who is lazy. He does nothing, wants to do nothing, and takes absolute joy in that. And he loves making others suffer. Sound relatable? Yes! Internet trolls. And honestly, people in real life right now. People in real life right now. There's a lot of people out there right now, not on the internet. On the internet and outside of the internet, who are exactly like this guy. They take pleasure in just, it's kind of funny. It is so funny because they take pleasure in being themselves, but they don't want you to be. They don't want you to be. They want you to stoop to their level. And that's exactly what this guy wanted Rainbow to do. He took advantage, just like a troll, he took advantage of a weakness of hers, which is the inability to resist a challenge. He took advantage of that and tried to use it against her and tried to make her into nothing, something to stoop to his level. Now, it was not discussed here, but I can tell you right now, you never, ever want to be friends with a douche like this guy. Ever. These kind of people are never worth your time. You never fall for their bait. You never get hooked into their little shenanigans. You never do that because they're not worth your time, because they don't care about you. They don't care whatsoever. Nothing you do will ever please them. It will be an ever ongoing battle to try just to win some sort of praise from them, and they will never give it to you because they don't care, because you will never make these sort of people happy. And so these people are not worth your time. These people are not even worth a glance. This guy is just like internet trolls and other people outside of the internet too, who takes pleasure in being their aggressive, boring, humdrum, and belittling selves. There are people out there exactly like this. And you know what? Honestly, this would have been a good episode if FIM if MLP FIM would have done this, if G4 would have done this, but I can also see why that this works in such a short span. Yes, they could have spread it out and did more story-wise in a longer length episode, but it also works in the short span of what this is because it delivers the moral, basically, which is ignore these kind of people. This guy wanted to take advantage and he took pleasure in being just his boring humdrum self. He wanted Rainbow to stoop to his level and to be exactly like him, which was nothing. Now, the funny thing, he tried to challenge Rainbow with so many different things. He was a slob. He was lazy. He had no emotion whatsoever, which was clearly evident. He had no compassion or empathy for anyone. He was a bully. He took pleasure in other people's suffering. Why? Why would you want to be friends with someone like this? This guy deserves a baseball bat to the face. Negan needs to show up and bat this guy's brains out. I don't condone violence, but these people they don't want to give you mercy, so why should you give it to them? This guy, and the funny thing, and I'm so glad. Thank you to the writer of this episode. Thank you for actually having Rainbow Dash use logic against this guy. Because she actually used logic against him, and it mentally broke him. Because she congratulated him on the win, like a good person. And then she ended up revealing to him that she was just going to be herself and enjoy being herself as she was. And this guy's line right here, but you're not playing by my rules. That right there is the complete line. This line right here, this guy's attitude, whenever he's suddenly reduced to a whiny baby, is so many hypocrites. This is every hypocrite, every bully, every troll on the internet and in life in general. They have their own little mentality that they play by. And whenever you turn their logic back at them, suddenly it's like, no. You see, my logic only works for me and not anyone else. But it cannot be applied to me. That's their mentality. They have their own little rules. Rainbow broke the mold. She deviated from his little mental path. He wanted to break her. He wanted to make her suffer, to stoop down to his level. But then she did the exact opposite. She basically let him know he wanted to be the worst. He wanted to win at being the worst, but then she revealed that he had won, which broke his little narrative in his mind. And suddenly he's like, but that's not playing by my rules. How many people in the world today have this exact same mentality? They have their own little mental rules that they want everybody else to play by. But then whenever you don't, suddenly this is how they lock up exactly like this. This guy, just like so many other people, they're not mentally and emotionally capable of being able to handle the situation maturely and see how much of a hypocrite that they're being. This guy, no, he's not being a hypocrite in this. He's just being a slob and being proud of it. But he wants to break Rainbow. Even at the end of it, whenever he reveals that he had read that book and he wants to spoil the ending for Twilight. This guy is like every other person on the internet as well that wants to make you suffer, and just like people in real life. This guy takes pride. He takes pleasure in being a dick. But just like so many other dicks out there, trolls, internet trolls, bullies, cyberbullies, and so many other people out there, whenever you reverse their logic back at them, suddenly they don't know how to handle it. Suddenly, I have encountered many people like this. I have actually responded to some of these people before both in person and online. And I have reversed their narrative right back at them. I've reversed their logic, their little mental logic back at them. And you know what? Not one time ever did I ever have someone respond maturely and civilly. Every time they would either say, I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. I would be using their exact same logic, saying the same thing that they are, but yet suddenly, because it's coming out of my mouth, suddenly it's not translating. It's like it's went through 10,000 different languages and they don't understand it, but it's what they said. It's what they used. Other people, instead of using logic and saying you're right, it's the exact same thing, or you're right, I acted immaturely, I apologize. No, instead they will just simply thumb you down like an immature, like a child who cannot handle a situation maturely, but instead they just simply call you a big meanie poopy head because they don't have the mental capability to handle that. They don't want to have that kind of capability. They just love being the loathing little douchewads that they are. And that's why I loathe these kind of people. That's why guys like this, I cannot stand. I cannot stand people like this. Because you can try to use logic against them. They can't handle it. And then whenever you do, they get mad. They get mad. It's like their logic is okay as long as they can use it. But whenever you turn it back against them, it's like, no, it doesn't work that way. Because see, people like this, that is the fine print in everybody's logic. Like this guy, every single one of them, they all have the same contract. And in a fine print, if you get a magnifying glass and look through the magnifying glass with a microscope, you'll see the fine print that says, my logic is only to be used against other people. Whenever it comes to me, it is void. That's what it translates to. That's what it says. People don't want to use their own logic. They don't want to use what they tell you. It's fine for them to tell you to do something, but whenever it comes to them, no, they don't want to do it. And people like this, I cannot stand. I'm surprised that they did this with somebody like this, but you know what? Rainbow made the wise choice. She made the wise choice, and honestly, Rainbow was a better person than me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Rainbow is a better person than me because I would have broke a long time ago and told this guy to F off. You know, if he wants to live his life, however, fine, but don't drag other people into it. And right here, whenever he suddenly wanted to tell Twilight about the spoiler, Twilight should have poofed him. It's a good thing humans can't use magic, because Lord knows I would have poofed this guy to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. People like this, I cannot stand. And it's funny because, like I said, Rainbow was a much better person because she actually used logic. She handled it maturely and civilly. She didn't act aggressively. I would have been guilty of that. I'm not a good person. I'm not perfect. I would have broke. But I'm still learning. I think a lot of us are. I'm still learning. But Rainbow handled it in a mature way. She congratulated the guy calmly and civilly. And she made the wise choice by saying that she would be herself. And she was happy with that. She didn't want to stoop to this guy's level. She realized that this guy was basically just trying to drag her down with his own little way of life. He was trying to drag her down into that pit of self-loathing, whatever kind of guy that this is. Whatever kind of life he's living. And Rainbow realized that she's good at just doing the things that she does, being who she is. And she needs to stick with that and not let people like this bother her or intimidate her. And she just needs to be, she was the mature one. And she broke this guy's narrative. She kind of used his logic against him. She broke his little mental narrative, and suddenly he couldn't handle it. And those words that he said, you're not playing by my rules. That is so many people. That right there, I don't know. I'd have to check to see who the writer is, but the writer has probably experienced some things like I have. Some people like I have. I mean, you watch the news, you read articles, you go to any social media thing, you go to YouTube, you watch TV, you listen to the radio, it doesn't matter. You you just step outside your front door, it doesn't matter. You're going to encounter people exactly like this guy. That for some reason, they hate seeing other people happy. They take pleasure in being lazy, and they don't want to see other people enjoying their lives. They want to bring other people down to their level. I've seen people like this everywhere. I've seen them online. I've seen them. I mean, I don't watch the news. I don't. But they exist. They exist everywhere. Social media. They exist outside of social media. They exist in your workplace. They exist in your family. They exist everywhere. And unfortunately, it seems like in the past probably 4 or 5 years, maybe more, especially within the last couple of years, we've seen a lot more of these kind of people become more prominent. They have their little mental narrative, and anything outside of that, they cannot comprehend. They don't have the mentality, just like this guy, they break down because they can't handle it. And honestly, I love this episode. I do. Because that is the moral. That is the complete moral. There are tons of people, hundreds of thousands of people exactly like this guy out there. There are people like this on the internet. There are people like this on YouTube. There are people out like this Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. There are people in your workplace. There are people like this in your family. There are people that you will see on TV, on the news, hear on the radio. It doesn't matter. You will see these kind of people everywhere. And at some point, you will encounter some of these people. It doesn't matter where. You will encounter them at some point. And just like this guy, this is the better, simplified version. Because sometimes it's more hectic, it's more dramatic, it's a lot less fun. I'm not saying this right here was exactly fun for Rainbow, but there's a lot more hectic and stress and strain that goes into this oftentimes. And the key thing is to remember, and it's something I myself am trying so hard to do. And believe me, it's hard, because you see people like this, and they start being aggressive, they start being hypocrites. It's hard sometimes. I mean, you want to call them out, but at the same time, it's hard to realize, just exactly like the end here, no matter how much you try to combat them with facts, with truth, no matter how much you try to reveal to them. I've experienced this myself. I had a boss that was a complete hypocrite. Told me not to do something, but then yet he turned around and did the exact same thing. Whenever I called him out on it, the only thing, he did not have the maturity to say, "You're right, I screwed up, I did the exact same thing I got onto you over. I was wrong. I'm sorry." That would have been the mature thing. But instead, he gets mad at me, tells me, "I'm the boss, you do what I say." Which basically said, hey, I'm the boss, I'm free to do what the frick I want, dude. I didn't care if I lost my job. I told him, I don't deal with hypocrites. I will easily call people out for their hypocrisy. I have no problem with it. But at the same time, it's difficult because I know that people like this, you can't win. You can stand and argue until you die of lack of oxygen or lack of food and water, but you will never, ever get them to agree that they are being a hypocrite, that they're wrong, and they're not mature enough to just leave well enough alone. People like this, you can't win. So honestly, it's best whenever you encounter people like this, just walk away. Just walk away and try to avoid it. And believe me, it's hard. It's hard. And I am trying to learn, and I'd like to think that I have got better. There have been so many times I have seen people before making remarks, making comments, and I've wanted to call people out for something like that. But then I thought, you know what? What's the point? What's the point? It's just going to start a comment argument section, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I've just backed out of it. It took a lot to realize that, but I'm glad that I did. And so Rainbow was a mature one, and honestly, I'm glad they did what they did because Rainbow did learn. There is something to learn here. Rainbow was a better person, and it's great to know that Pony Life is still carrying on some of the good morals that MLP FIM, that G4 did, which is there are some situations, and in this case, there are some situations you cannot win. There are more than one ways to win in a situation. There's not a definitive way. There are more than one ways to win, and Rainbow did the proper way to win. She could have stooped to his level, but she would have never won completely, and she would have lost who she was. But because she used her own method, because she just agreed to let the guy do what he wanted and she would just be herself, that broke his narrative. And it worked. And that's the proper way to respond. And in all honesty, it was great. I loved it. I love what they did with this episode. And I know I'm only 2 episodes into Pony Life, but honestly, this is right now my favorite. This is right now my favorite episode just because of the relatability to this particular episode. But this was really, honestly good. It really, truly was. Now, there's a couple other things that I wanted to make a mention about this particular episode, which is kind of funny. Is the little pony character here that's talking Rainbow Dash. This guy is kind of weird. Like, does his eyes ever move? Or do they stay straight the entire... They stay straight the entire... They never move. They never move. Like, this guy's a walking creepypasta. They never... They blink. I can see they blink, but, like, the guy never moves his eyes. They never turn. Okay. Also, I can't help but think it's kind of funny. Like, Rainbow's hair was kind of spiky before in MLP, but here, girl looks like she got into whatever shampoo Sonic the Hedgehog uses. I'm not against it. I mean, I mean, it works for the style, but dang, that girl's rocking some spiky hair, man. I mean, this girl's like punk rock. Which, I love it. I still love it. Like, I'm not complaining whatsoever. I still love it. The funny thing is that seems to be, and I'm not dissing it whatsoever, but it kind of seems like Rainbow here, she's, this little remark that she makes about her friends. Like, Rainbow never really, pause, dang it, why won't this thing pause? Rainbow never really was the most, like, emotional character, or like, she was always kind of against the mushy stuff, for the most part. There were moments whenever she started to show emotion, like that, I forgot the episode, but that segment where she was like starting to cry and then she was like, great, now you have me acting all sappy. So this moment whenever she says that one of the things she's best at is being friends with all of her friends, and then her eyes just turn to hearts here, these, you know, these little white specks or spots in their eyes. It kind of seems a little mushy for Rainbow style here, but you know, I'm going to completely overlook it because this is the hyped up show. And but it's still cute. It's still fun. And of course, you can't really have Rainbow Dash without, you know, you can't really have MLP without the Super Saiyan segment. You can't really have that either. Like I said, the concept of Rainbow picking up a house. I mean, Rainbow was strong. I mean, we saw her battling against Applejack in Fall Weather Friends, the Running of the Leaves episode. I mean, yeah, she was battling against Applejack in that, but Applejack is, I think, honestly stronger than Rainbow Dash. So it just kind of seems weird to see Rainbow pick up a house. Not unless she got into Popeye's spinach or she been hanging around Hercules. Also, can't help but take notice. Rainbow caused this cake a disaster. The thing is, I have an interest in art myself, and art, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And you know, you go to art shows or something. Unfortunately I've never had a chance to get to go, but art itself speaks to different people. And so you might, something like this right here, someone might call a failure. Other people might call it a completely genius creativity, a complete genius work of art. So the concept with art is you never dismiss something. I've learned that you never dismiss something as a failure, which I myself do it. You know, I mean, something that I do, I always kind of consider myself a dud at everything. But like other people, I would say, you know, don't dismiss something because someone else might think, hey, you know, that's awesome. Also, we got the panic couch. We got the fainting couch sofa. Sofa here, little thing. Shoot, I forgot that. What I forgot what that was called. Dang it. That Rarity has used before in the show. I'm glad it's kind of become a staple of that. Also, I didn't notice it before, but oh my gosh, they brought the anime vein. I didn't notice it before, but they brought the anime vein into the show. That's epic. Fluttershy said noise. Fluttershy said noise. Or did she say nice? Just nope. She said noise. It sounds. It kind of depends. It's in some ways sounds like she just says nice, but it also kind of sounds like she says noise. You know, like Noice. It sounds like she's saying that. I'm going to take that and go with it because, again, I love what they're doing with this show. I do. Also, I have to notice, Applejack is becoming the Deadpool of this series because this makes the second episode already where Applejack broke the fourth wall looking at the audience. That's 2 for 2, Applejack. 2 episodes and you've done it twice now, girl. Also, glad to see they brought back Fluttershy, stepping up whenever this guy decides to be a bully to this other kid. Fluttershy just completely steps up again. Glad to see that they're carrying that over from the from MLP FIM, and having Fluttershy like, all right, you know what? You press the wrong button, boy. Also, Rainbow Dash. Also, this looked like something that you would see on a thumbnail. Like Rainbow Dash with laser eyes. You know, this right here looks like something that you would see on a thumbnail for a video on YouTube for somebody. They edited it like MLP creepypasta or something like that. I mean, but no, this is not an edit. This is an actual thing. Pony lasers. Pony. Talk about high beams. Pony laser eyesight is now a thing. Okay then. Oh my gosh, the guy's eyes finally moved. They finally move. I was beginning to wonder if they were just like stuck in one place. They finally move. I was beginning to wonder about that. Also, had to mention again, I think it's cool that in the show, the ponies use their hooves more. Because, that, I'll be honest, I said it in the first episode. Like, I remember there was that one scene where Applejack, it was like a Wolverine sort of meme that people used, where Applejack was holding like 3 sticks with marshmallows and she was actually using her hoof to do it. I wanted to see more stuff like that, so I'm glad that in this show, they're actually using their hooves more. And they're not having to use their mouths to write or anything like that. I'm glad that they're doing that. But like I said, I love this right here. It's super cute. I love Pony Life. It's super cute. And I love this episode right here because of the relatability of this particular episode. But that's my thoughts on this episode. Glad that actually this was a good episode to start 2021 with. I didn't think about that, but in all honesty, this was a good episode to start 2021 with. No joke. So yeah, we're starting 2021 with this one. So yeah, but anyway, thanks again for joining. Hope you guys enjoyed. And again, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. And again, I'm loving Pony Life. I am. It's super cute, and it's a great way to continue with MLP. And I keep thinking don't hold me to that, but I keep thinking that I read somewhere that another season of this had been renewed. Or have been agreed upon, so hopefully we'll get another season. Yay! That would be awesome. It would be great to continue with it. It'd be great to get another season. But now, I also want to, before I end the video completely, I am not going to be doing these videos. Like, I'm not going to be doing these episodes like 2 or 3 episodes a week or anything like that because I want to pace the episodes out so that way it takes longer to, I thought about doing like 1 episode every week, so it feels like whenever the show itself was whenever FIM was still airing and there was new episodes coming out every Saturday. So I thought about maybe doing like 1 episode a week or 1 episode every couple of weeks, and so that way it kind of spaces it out, and so that way it doesn't. I don't want to jump into it just all at once and then finish it all quickly. I don't want to do that. I want to pace it out, spread it out some. So, but still, I love it. It's super cute, and I'm really enjoying this. It's fun, and I'm really curious as to what happens in other episodes. But thanks again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know your thoughts in the comments as well. And hopefully, I'll see you guys, Lord willing, in the next video that I do. Take care and pony on.